Good day, I'm Joshua Mitro from Pack 321. I'm a den leader in that pack. This is...
I'm Dimitri Mitro and I'm a Weaver for Pack 321.
Today we will be going over the Bobcat Rank. The requirements to earn the Bobcat are learn and say the Scout Oath with help if needed, learn and say the Scout Law with help if it's needed, show the Cub Scout sign and tell what it means, show the Cub Scout handshake and tell what it means, say the Cub Scout motto, show the Cub Scout salute, and with your parent or guardian, complete the exercises in the pamphlet How to Protect Your Child from Child Abuse, Parent's Guide, which can be found in the Cub Scouts handbook in the front section of the book. I'll have Dimitri go over with steps 1 through 6, and I will make a separate video attached to this one for step 7. 1. Learn and say the Scout Oath with help if needed. One of the most important parts of earning Bobcat is understanding that all Scouts believe in and work to live by the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. We learn those words and believe them as a way to live our lives and to be good members of our families, our communities, and the Cub Scout pack. Dimitri, will you do the Scout Oath with salute?
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
What is the meaning of the Scout Oath, Dimitri?
The meaning of the Scout Oath. On my honor is saying, like saying, I promise. I will do my best. This means that you will do your best to do what the Scout Oath says. To do my duty. A duty is something you are expected to do at home. You might be expected to make your bed, to take out the trash. You also have duties to God and your country. To God. You do your duty to God by following the teachings of your family and religious leaders. And my country. You are doing your duty to your country and being a good citizen by obeying the law. And to obey the Scout Law. You also promise to live by the 12 points of the Scout Law, which are described on the next page. To keep myself physically strong. This part of the Scout Oath is taking care of yourself. You are physically strong. This is part of the Scout Oath, taking care of yourself. You're physically strong when you eat the right foods and get plenty of exercise. Mentally awake. You stay mentally awake when you are hard work, learn all you can, and ask questions. And morally straight. You can stay morally straight when you do the right thing and live your life with honesty.
2. Learn and say the Scout Law with help if needed. Dimitri, repeat the Scout Law with the sign.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, hopeful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, truthful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
The meaning of the Scout Law. The Scout Law has 12 points. Each is a good goal for every Scout. A Scout tries to live up to the law every day. It is not always easy to do so, but a Scout always tries. Dimitri, the 12 meanings of the Scout Law. Can you read that?
A Scout is trustworthy. Tell the truth and keep your promises. People can depend on you. A Scout is loyal. Be true to your family, friends, Scout, leaders, school, and community. A Scout is helpful. Volunteer others without expecting a reward. A Scout is friendly. Be a friend to everyone, even people who are very different from you. A scout is courteous. Be polite to everyone and always use good manners. A scout is kind. Treat others as you want to be treated. Never harm or kill any living thing without any good reason. A scout is obedient. Follow the rules of your family, school, and path. Obey the laws of your community and country. A scout is cheerful. Look for the bright side of life. Cheerfully do tasks that come your way. Try to help others be happy. A scout is thrifty. Work to pay your own way. Don't be wasteful. Use time properly and natural resources wisely. A scout is brave. Face difficult situations even when you feel afraid. Do what is right despite what others might be doing or saying. A scout is clean. Keep your body and mind fit. Help keep your home and community clean. A scout is reverent. Be reverent towards God and be faithful in your religious duties. Respect the beliefs of others.
Three, show the Cub Scout sign and tell what it means. Dimitri, will you make the Cub Scout sign? Make the sign with your right hand. Hold your arm straight up. The two raised fingers stand for the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. The fingers look like the shaped ears of the wolf, ready to listen to Aquila. Remember that Aquila means good leader to a Cub Scout. Your mother or father or guardian is Aquila. So is your Cub Master or Den leader. At school, your teacher is your Aquila. 4. Show the Cub Scout handshake and tell what it means. Dimitri, the Cub Scout handshake. When you shake hands with another Cub Scout, do this. Hold out your right hand just as you always do to shake hands, but put your first two fingers along on the inside of the other Scout's wrist. This means that you help each other to remember and obey the Scout Oath and Scout Law. 5. Say the Cub Scout motto and tell what it means. Dimitri, what is the Cub Scout motto?
The Cub Scout motto is to do your best.
A motto is a guiding principle and a rule for living. Do your best means trying your hardest, not just a little bit. Do your best all the time. Do your best in school and at home. Do your best when you play a game and when you help your team. Do your best as you work on your rank adventures. 6. Show the Cub Scout salute and tell what it means. Dimitri, Cub Scout salute. Salute with your right hand. Hold your first two fingers close together. Touch your fingertips to your cap. If you aren't wearing a cap, touch your right eyebrow. Salute the flag to show respect to our country. Always use the Cub Scout salute when you are in your Cub Scout uniform, both indoors and outdoors. If you're not in uniform, you salute the flag by placing your right hand over your heart. I will be going over Section 7 with your parent or guardian. Complete the exercises in the pamphlet, How to Protect Your Children from Child Abuse, a Parent's Guide. This can be located in any of your Cub Scout handbooks in the front of it, just behind the first page. It's right here. There are 5 topics to cover in the back of the book, which I will be reading. First one is, why should I check with a parent first? Many abusers are known to the child as a family friend, relative, scouter, or older youth. So it is important to focus safety messages on the behavior of a person, that not in the relationship to the child. Teach your child to check with you first before agreeing to go anywhere with another person. Tell your child never to go anywhere with anyone who will not let them check with you first. If the person refuses, your child has the right to step back from the person, make noise, say no, run away, or tell someone. Tell your child that your permission is required before they may accept an invitation from a Scout leader or another parent to an activity outside of Scouting, and that all such invitations must be reported to you. The BSA recommends that parents not allow one-on-one contact and insists that 2 adults are present, the 2-deep leadership as it's called, at any Scouting events for their children. Try this exercise to help your child remember to check first. Brainstorm times and situations in which your child should always come to you before going somewhere with someone. Include such situations as going into a house or vehicle, changing plans before offered gifts, changing plans, being offered gifts, and being asked for help. Talk through and role play the following scenarios. What if a neighbor asks you to come into his house to see his new puppy? I would tell him that I need to check with you first. I would come home and check first before I went over to the house. What if you're playing in the park and a nice person asks you to come to a different part of the park to help him or her find something they've lost? I need to check first before changing my plans so that my parents know where I am. What if an older youth, friend, or your brother is spending the night and wakes you up to sneak outside? I also need to check first before helping an adult or teenager. Adults and teenagers usually ask other adults for help. I can help if I check first and you come with me to ask my parents for permission. What are my personal boundaries? Try this exercise to help your child learn to create and maintain personal boundaries that make them feel safe. This exercise is designed to empower kids to tell people that they are uncomfortable and want another person to leave their personal space immediately. Discuss what private parts are and where they are located. Lessons on personal boundaries should begin early in a child's development and should cover belongings, emotions, and their body. Focus on asking permission and receiving consent. Tell your child that anytime someone touches them in a way that they do not want to be touched, they have your permission to take some big steps back and say no. And then go tell a trusted adult what happened. Explain that stepping back can give them room and think and move. Then have your child practice taking big steps away from a person and saying no in a firm voice. Explain to the child that regardless of what the adult or teenager says or what your child was doing or has done, you will believe and protect them. Talk through the following scenarios. Ask them how they could use no to create space for themselves in these situations. What if someone drives up, gets out of their car, and starts walking towards you to ask for directions? What if another kid your age continues to hug you even though you've asked them to stop? What if you're spending the night or on a camp out, and someone touches your body while you're sleeping? How do I talk about touches and private parts? Young people should be told that private parts of their body covered by their swimsuit are their private parts, and that they have the right to say no to being touched there. Body parts should be called by their appropriate names to assist developing healthy and positive body image. Encourage your child to say no, and then tell you if someone tries to touch or look at the child's private parts or wants your child to touch or look at their private parts. It is important to remind children that if they get tricked into a scary or confusing touch, or if they freeze and are unable to say no, it is okay and not their fault. Children should be encouraged to tell as soon as they feel comfortable doing so. Keep the lines of communication open by reminding them that they can talk to you about touches, even a long time after something has happened. Try this exercise to help your child resist someone who is trying to touch their private parts. Pose these scenarios and then discuss their solutions. What if your friend's babysitter or another youth asks you to wrestle without clothes on? What if that same friend asks you to keep the touching games secret? What if your scout leader touches your private parts or shows you their private parts? Who are my trusted adults? Young people should have at least 5 adults you have identified with whom you can talk freely about their feelings and problems, and who provide healthy attention and affection. A child who has such a network of trusted adults will be more difficult for an adult who abuses children to groom. The list of 5 adults might change depending on the child's circumstances. Prior to scouting or other activities, parents should discuss with their child who they will turn to if someone is violating a rule or making them uncomfortable. Try this exercise to help your child identify trusted adults. Explain that a trusted adult is someone the child knows well, who is willing to listen and offer advice when needed. Trace your child's hand on a piece of paper. Ask your child to write or draw a person on each finger that they can go to for help or advice. Help your child determine the trusted adults. Explain that if a situation occurs where a trusted adult is needed, your child needs to remember this list. And if one of the people on the list cannot help or is the one causing the problem, your child should go to another person on the list. Remind them that they can also say no if a trusted adult is making them feel uneasy or uncomfortable. Ask your child these questions, making sure the options are understood. Ask who their trusted adult would be and how they could talk to them about what happened. What if something happens on a camping trip, or at a neighbor's house, or a friend's house, that makes you feel afraid or confused? What if someone is making you feel uneasy or uncomfortable, and the first person you tell can't, doesn't, or won't help you? What if one of your trusted adults is making you feel unsafe or uncomfortable? What if someone asks me to keep a secret? Adults who abuse children often try to groom children by convincing them to keep secrets about activities that they would not want their parents to know about, such as drinking, smoking, pornography. A child wanting to keep those activities secret may also see any abuse as something to keep secret. A child must feel like they can come to you and be heard about little concerns as well as big problems. Tell your child it is not okay for people to ask them to keep a secret from you or another caregiver. Give your child a simple, automatic solution. Let your child know that they can come to you about anything and that you will still love and support them. Try this exercise to help your child understand the difference between secrets and surprises. Tell your child that a secret is something that is hidden from others. A surprise is something that we keep quiet for about a short period of time and then everyone finds out together. Like what you bought someone for their birthday. Surprises are usually okay, but secrets can be harmful if they cover up something unsafe or scary. Say that if your child is not sure whether something is a secret or surprise, they can always ask you or a trusted adult. Ask your child what to do in the following situations. Ask them how they could determine whether this is a surprise or a secret. What if a bigger kid says he will give you $20 if you play a secret touching game with them? What if an adult says that you don't need to bring a buddy because they have a surprise that is just for you? What if someone you know asks if he can email you a secret picture or asks you to pose for naughty pictures? Putting it together. Reviewing these 5 personal safety rules and allowing your child to design their own what-if games can help make personal safety awareness less scary and more accessible for your child and the whole family. The most important points to make sure your child knows are as follows. Check with the parent first. Have a buddy with you at all times. Maintain your personal space. Avoid secrets. Know who your trusted adults are. Consider having a family safety night at the beginning and end of every school year or new activity. Reviewing rules about bike helmets, fire escape plans, and calling 911. should lead into conversations about abuse, bullying, personal safety awareness, and other online safety so that they can be treated like any other concern. In the description of this video, I will attach additional resources and national resources that you can go to find additional help and concerns with this topic. Thank you.